Hidden in the depths of the Vatican is a 900-year-old prophecy that everyone is talking about because of the death of St. Francis. Why? Because so far it has predicted every single pope that has come up to St. Francis. But after him, it only says one thing: Judgment Day.
You guys want to hear something terrifying? The prophecy of the popes.
Oh boy.
This book in the Vatican archives predicted every single pope from 1143 all the way to our current pope. But the scary thing is, after Pope Francis, the last one, it just says Judgment Day.
Oh gosh.
It literally ends after Pope Francis?
Yes. The creepiest thing, inside St. Paul's Basilica, bordering the whole inner sanctuary, is a picture of every single pope. But what's weird is that there's only a certain amount of markers where you can put a picture. There's one left after Pope Francis. They have always said once that last slot is filled, it will be the end of the world. What he predicted, the time it took to go from the first pope that he wrote about to the halfway mark was 422 years. He's saying from the middle one to the end, another 422 years will be the end of the world. If you do 422 in the middle pope, which was 1585, that year is 2027.
Dang!
It's even weirder. Pope John the 23rd, he said that the end of the world would happen 2,000 years plus Christ's life. So that adds up to 2027 as well.
What do you think? Have you heard of this before? I remember hearing about this back when Pope Benedict had passed away and they were looking for a new pope, because this prophecy says that after this next pope, which became St. Francis, the end would come. And so I started looking into it and I started realizing there's a lot of popes here that it describes their life almost perfectly, even with these just few phrases made about them in Latin. So if you're new to this, check it out on your own. But I will tell you that it was written, the story goes is that this St. Malachi had these visions in 1139 and began to write them down in 1143. But we lost track of these 112 cryptic Latin phrases until about 1595, where they were discovered in the Vatican archives. Now, that would lead to some people say, well, these are all forgeries because, it was written down after the fact to make Malachi look like he was a prophet. But others would say that it was left in the Vatican, like we didn't know it was there. It was written down, we forgot about it. But now we have all this time from 1595 until now to also look at these prophecies. And like I said, some of them absolutely line up. Let's go through a few of those. I got them written down right here because some of these are almost too precise to be real. Let's start with Pope Benedict XV. His says, religion depopulated. And we know that he led during World War I, where there was literal physical and spiritual devastation all across Europe. Then we have Pope John Paul I. His says, of the half moon. He was born and died on half moons, and he only lasted 33 days at his position. Third, we have Pope John Paul II. His says, from the labor of the sun. Get this. He was born and died on solar eclipses. And then we have Pope Francis, the final one. His doesn't have much of a phrase except, in persecution, the final pope, Judgment Day. Weird. Also at St. Paul's Basilica, there is a bunch of portraits of past popes. And what's crazy is there's only one more spot. There's only one more spot after St. Francis to be filled. And people have been saying for years that once that one's filled, the city of the seven hills are going to fall. Well, here we are. What's going to happen? Now, I'm not saying this is anything. I really don't know. I mean, not even Jesus knew the time of the end, but he did say there will be signs of the times. And in this time that we live in, many are thinking, is this the end of the age? We do have wars and rumors of wars like we wouldn't believe since especially World War I. We've had natural disasters, which are continually to get more and more significant over time. We have the rise of artificial intelligence, which I've made videos about on this channel. Artificial superintelligence is definitely the goal here with the world elites. And if you didn't know that, you're hiding under a rock. Artificial superintelligence that has the ability to surveil the whole world and control the world is coming. Not saying they're going to use it for that, but let's just say when power comes into the hands of powerful men, evil things happen. Natural disasters, global conflict, all these things, people are believing that this is a convergence of signs. But my question is, what do you think? I'd like to know. Put in the comments. What do you think about the prophecy of the popes? What do you think about the signs of the time? Is this just a coincidence? Wow. Even right there, as I just said that, as it's a coincidence, both my screens literally just went out. That has never happened before. I thought the computer shut off. Like, that's very strange. And to be completely honest with you, I've had a hard time even making this video. I've had issues. I don't know why. I just know that the time is now to lift up the Savior, to lift up Jesus Christ, to make him known, to stop worrying about minor theological differences and nitpicking and complaining about things. People have such a hard time, especially in Christianity, with pulling one thing someone said and twisting it around and throw them in the mud, rather than joining arms, locking hearts and minds, and saying, let's go together and let's reach the world for the Savior Jesus. We are in times right now that are very, very strange, and we need to wake up. That's all I got to say. We got to wake up. And that's what this channel's about. That's what United to Revive is all about. So if you've been on this journey with us, I'm so glad that you're here joining us. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button so that we can continue along on this journey together. A lot of cool things are happening right here in this region, and we believe it's going to spread to the rest of the United States. So again, let us know what you think about this in the chat, in the comments. I'll be happy to hear from you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Truth be told.